This is a 1995 Chevrolet Tahoe, and it is for sale. I'll give you a walk around of the exterior first. So the paint and body is the only thing on this build that I did not finish. Everything else, the engine, transmission, suspension, brakes, everything I finished except the paint and body. And if I would have gotten it done, I would have gotten the same 90s style graphics that you see here. This was a dealership option in 1995 at Capital Chevrolet in Austin, Texas. It is paint, it's not a decal. And if you look, there are some imperfections in the paint, some chips, some scratches, things like that. But nothing too bad. Maybe a few dings here and there. I did replace the grill. That is a GM original grill, brand new, and a smoothie bumper. All new headlights, parking brakes, side markers, tail lights, and there is a roll pan on the rear. You can see here, that is welded in, and it does have a Putco LED light strip. Looks very cool, very high quality. The tent is a Stratos, I think Lumos Stratos ceramic tent, professionally installed. There's also a ceramic tent on the windshield that's clear. Keeps out the UV rays and the heat. So you see no cracks in the windshield. New side view mirrors. And the wheels here are original GM wheels for this time period. They're not the original wheels that came with the truck. They're just a couple years old, but they are in perfect condition, aluminum OEM factory wheels. And the tires are General Grabber 255 all around. And one thing about this truck, it was originally a four-wheel drive truck. You might notice that from the wheels. But the only thing that remains of the four-wheel drive system is the transfer case. That's still attached to the transmission. And the front torsion suspension, of course. The front differential, the CV joints, the four-wheel drive selector, gear, and the cab, those have all been deleted. So it rides really good. Suspension has been redone, everything. I'll get into some of the details about the engine now. So the bottom end of the engine is a GM 350 crate motor. It was installed in 2016 by Lamb's Auto in Austin. And it has about maybe 30,000 miles on the bottom end. The top end, which was installed by Biddle Motorsports, only has less than 10,000 miles on it, maybe 8,000 miles. And that includes the Edelbrock ProFlow 4 system, multi-port fuel injection, and aluminum airflow research cylinder heads. Also a Comp Cams EXI, that is a XFI 268 hydraulic roller camshaft. So it has hydraulic roller lifters and aluminum roller rockers as well. Very good street motor. Puts out about a little over 300 horsepower and a little over 400 pounds of torque. Very fun to drive on the street, very reliable and drivable. You know, I built this engine to be fun to drive on the street, plenty of power, but not too crazy, very drivable. And yeah, you can take it across country if you want. That was my plans. And the ECM for the Edelbrock ProFlow floor is right there, and you can connect to that through Bluetooth, control all the parameters, look at all the parameters of the engine. Very easy, very nice. Also with the transmission, there's an HGM ECU right there. And the ProFlow 4 and the HGM are connected together, and you can control all the parameters of the transmission as well, the 4L60E, which has been fully rebuilt and strengthened. I'll go into some detail on that in a minute. But as far as the exhaust, these are Hedman Elite ceramic coated headers, and they are the ones with the extra thick flanges, extra thick tubing. Very good system there. Stage 8 locking nuts, And Fel-Pro gaskets throughout the whole engine. Never had any leaks. Runs very good. It is a true dual exhaust system. It has an X-pipe and two super turbo Dynomax mufflers. So the exhaust note is not too obnoxious. There's no drone in the cab. Sounds really good. Nice deep rumble, but not too loud, not too crazy. So you can drive it around and not be annoyed by that. Let's see. The ignition is the ProFlow 4 billet distributor specific, and the MSD Blaster 3 coil. Also has an MSD ignition box here. That is Taylor full metal jacket wires, 8mm, and they protect the wires from the heat. Also have some insulation boots on there, as you can see. And the serpentine belt is new, underdrive pulley kit, new tensioner, new Mechman alternator. Everything there is new. Runs really well. And the cooling system is a high flow reverse rotation water pump and a heavy duty radiator. Also, yeah, new hoses there, new 180-degree thermostat, new mechanical clutch fan, and also an auxiliary pusher fan that you can see here through the grill, so it gives it a little extra cooling. Stays really cool even in the summer heat. You can drive all day, have the AC going full blast, no overheating issues. I'm very happy with that. Also, the AC is completely new compressor, new condenser, new dryer, new hoses, fully flushed, full of refrigerant, super cold, runs really nice. Also, I've replaced all the components of the charging system. So it has all new ground wires, new copper battery terminals there. That runs really good, don't have any issues with that at all. As far as the transmission goes, it's a 4L60E, and it was rebuilt in 2019, has less than 20,000 miles on that rebuild. Runs really good, has a FTI lockup torque converter, and that is about a 2,800 to 3,000 RPM stall, and it's still lockup converter, so you can still good for the street, you can still get some good economy out of it, but off the line, you get a good amount of acceleration. Also has a Transgo HD2 shift kit, Corvette second gear servo, Superior billet fourth gear servo, Sonex 3/4 pinless accumulator piston, and a energy suspension polyurethane transmount. So the suspension runs really good, shifts really firm and solid. Everything works really well on that. As far as the rear end goes, it is a 10-bolt with 373 gears, and I had an Eaton TrueTrack posi carrier installed there, and new bearings and seals, everything professionally done by 4-wheel drive parts in Austin. So with that torque converter and this Eaton TrueTrack torsion style posi carrier, it has really good acceleration, feels really solid. As far as the suspension goes, you can see that I've put Beltec lowering shocks on all 4 wheels, and rear shock extenders in the rear here. That is new leaf springs, new bushings, and polyurethane bushings on all the sway bars, front and rear. Also the control arms in the front. And I've also put a Roadmaster Axis suspension system, the springs there on top of the leaf springs. Give it some extra handling, some extra traction. Really performs well. Good handling, good off the line torque and traction. Runs really well. As far as the steering goes, it is a new steering box with a recent alignment. The U-joint has been replaced by a solid U-joint there. The rag joint, I should say, has been replaced by a solid U-joint. And new tie rods, pitman arm, steering link, new ball joints, all 4 of them. So the steering is really crisp, runs really well. And as far as the lowering, It does have lowering keys on the front, DJM lowering keys. And on the rear is a DJM flip kit that was professionally installed by Gus's Garage in Austin, Texas. So I don't know if you can see there, but the frame has been notched, C-notch flip kit, and it runs really well. Never have any problems scraping or hitting the frame or anything like that. Bottoming out, never had any problem like that. As far as the braking system, it has an MBS master cylinder with a Willwood adjustable combination valve, as you can see there. And I've replaced the front calipers with 3500 heavy duty calipers, new AC Delco gold pads and rotors, new rear drums, shoes, hardware, wheel cylinders, new front and rear lines, new brake light switch. All the brakes have been completely redone, stops really well, performs flawlessly. As far as the interior, so the interior is in very good condition. Has saddle blanket seat covers on it and Lloyd floor mats, the Chevrolet logo, front and rear and in the cargo area. I'll show you that in just a second. The headliner's in perfect shape. Dash is looking good. Everything works as it should. Has a forever sharp mahogany steering wheel and the horn does work. The carpet is a brand new carpet, just a couple years old, and it is a Auto Custom Carpets SX style with mass backing. And I've put a lot of sound deadening and insulation in here. It has one layer of 100 millimeter no noise sound deadening on the floors, the doors, the roof, the tailgate. And then on top of that, I put a Dynamat Dynaliner on the doors and the tailgate and the roof, and a Dynapad liner on the floor. That's a 1/2 inch Dynaliner on the doors and roof and tailgate, and 3/4 of an inch Dynapad on the floor. So there's a lot of sound deadening here. Sounds really good with the stereo going. Keeps it extra cool in here too, and nice and quiet. Very, very comfortable to drive. As far as the sound system, I'll start it off. It is a Retro Sound Newport unit. So this is a new head unit, but it looks period correct. It's made to look with that retro look, so it blends in. And it has Bluetooth capability. You can plug in USB there. It has one in the front, one in the rear. And the rear USB, I just kind of route with a cord here so I can just plug in my phone really easily. And as far as the speakers go, there are 4 Kicker Component System speakers, one in each front door, separate tweeter and woofer, and one in each rear door, a separate tweeter and woofer, and also 2 4x10 Kicker speakers in the rear there. So it's 6 total speakers. And what's powering that is a 6-channel audio control amp here. So very high quality amp, high quality speakers, sound great. And that gives 125 watts RMS to all 6 of those speakers at 4 ohms. As far as the subwoofer goes, let me show you that here. By the way, it's a DC audio subwoofer, and that's 1200 watts RMS at 1 ohm. And it is going back to a DC audio 10-inch subwoofer. Really nice wood box here. So with the sound insulation and the speakers, the high quality amps, high quality subwoofer, sounds really good back here. Excellent sound system. And as you can see, here is the floor mat for the rear. The truck also comes with a Pittsburgh 3-ton low profile hydraulic jack. This is the polyurethane body mounts that have yet to be installed. That's one thing I didn't quite get to, but the truck does come with that. Also comes with a little PA system that I didn't get a chance to install. And in this box here, this is a paintless dent removal kit. Never had a chance to use that. It's totally unused, still in the box. That comes with the car. And this is an excess battery holder. It used to have an excess battery. Now it just has a regular lead acid battery, but it comes with the holder still. And these are new shocks here on the rear door. So that closes really well. Also, by the way, I did replace the pins and latches in the driver's side door here. So that closes very well. There's no rattles, nothing like that. It's not loose, just common. But yeah, I'd say let's take a spin. Oh, and I have all the paperwork for the work done here on the vehicle. We can go through that as well. Everything is there if you want to see it. Let's see, did I leave anything out? Oh yes, it has a CompuStar 7905A alarm system. So that also has a drone GPS smartphone control, starter kill switch. So you can control all the parameters of the alarm system on your phone, and also comes with a key fob that you can put on your key here too as well. But has a GPS system installed so you can see where the car is at any time. Let's see. Yeah, new multifunction switch. All the bulbs in the interior have been replaced, LED bulbs. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I'd say let's start it up so you can hear the exhaust, and we'll go for a little spin. And by the way, this is how I do the Edelbrock ProFlow 4 app. It's real easy. You can just plug it right here, keep it charged. So you see, you connect the Bluetooth, and it's connected, and you can look at all the parameters of the engine live. And you can go into the functions and tune it as well. Go through everything, the timing, idle tuning, spark control, self-learn settings, and so on. But it has a really good gauge system there that you can watch as you're driving. So you can see the fuel pressure, the fuel trims, the spark advance, how everything is doing. Really fun car to drive. I've enjoyed it a lot. You can see the wipers work. Everything works good here. One small thing, the gas gauge kind of goes up and down as the fuel sloshes around in the tank. My mechanic said that you could probably install a fuel sump in there if you want to just make that calm down, but it really doesn't affect the system or anything, so it doesn't cause any problems. But that's this one small little thing that doesn't work perfectly as I wish it would, but it still lets you know how much fuel is in there. It just kind of moves up and down as the fuel sloshes in the tank. No big deal. But yeah, you can see as you're driving, the ProFlow 4 app gives you everything you need to know. Works really great. You can also control the transmission on the fly as well. Makes it very easy to tune. All right, thanks for tuning in.